January 4th, 2002, Friday. I listened to Ben Folds' Still Fighting It about 5 times while driving to work. I surprisingly got up early enough to shower before going. Projector number 10 is out of order. Mr. Dick is spending most of the day working on it. Jimmy Neutron is splitting that theater with Ocean's 11, but since it doesn't run, I have to run Jimmy in number 13 and not another teen movie. I jotted down in 6 and 87 a few ideas for short stories. 6 and 87, I believe, was a me notebook that I named 6 and 87, and it was for like short stories and ideas like that. One which I've already written before a few years back in summer school with Mr. West, which would have been after my sophomore year. In fact, I wrote a lot of stuff that summer in that class, all of which I don't have in my possession anymore. I believe that my writing, all of it, actually stems from that time. Although I believe I was writing screenplays before that. But as for poetry and other mediums, no. Summer school was basically 3 sections in that class. We'd go outside to a nearby park at China Mission East and spend an hour and a half writing, then take a break. An hour and a half in class doing work, then take a break. And the final hour and a half, we'd be in the computer lab. I remember vividly sitting on a bench in that park writing a lot of stuff that I thought was actually good. Now it's all gone. From my head, even. All day I've been contemplating giving Erilyn a call to see how she is and what she is up to tonight. I have not done so, and doubt I will. I still don't believe she's going to call me or try and talk to me anytime at all. Why can't she confront me if she feels I did something wrong? Maybe she will cross my path tonight when I'm hanging with the guys. Quote, y'all don't know what it's like being male, middle class, and white. It gets me real pissed off and makes me want to say, fuck. Ben Folds' song, Rockin' the Suburbs. Tell me about it, Ben. Tell me about it. 5 p.m., half an hour before I get to go home and begin my Friday night. I was listening to POD's Youth of a Nation while driving home tonight, and I actually crafted this extremely disturbing visual in my head. I will probably use it in Halsing 51st, even though I doubt the MPAA will allow me to leave it in if the film is ever made. My house is so fucking pathetic. Almost every night when I pull up outside, I see these eyes peeking out from behind the window and blinds. It's so fucking sad. Most of the time, if we're all home and the doorbell rings, everyone freaks out and almost hides like fucking beasts. It's so strange for someone to come to our door. We hide behind the walls of our house and think that we are so much better than the rest of the world. Then when someone from that outside world enters our abode, we are shocked. Whatever happened to open-minded people who understand trust? We have neighbors, but it's as if they're only there if we choose to acknowledge them. There hasn't been a community here since the 80s. Everyone is on their own. It's survival of the fittest. Suburban family style. I don't believe I've mentioned this, but Marilyn has mono. She's really feeling like major shit. I went over to her house for about an hour and a half and watched the end of Happy Gilmore. I really hope she starts to feel better soon. I went down to Will's, and all the guys showed up after me. Tim, Kirk, Derek, Dan, and eventually Ginster. I pulled Derek aside for a minute and asked him about Erilyn. It is obvious, and always has been obvious, that he likes her and she him, which, or so I believe, is his motive behind breaking up with Ginster, even though they did have their own problems. I explained to Derek that I need closure from Erilyn and asked him to talk to her for me. Ginster and I were flirting heavily tonight. We talked about what she was feeling in relation to her and Derek, and she told me, although I already inferred this, that she is really confused about the whole thing. I wish so much that I could have told her. I wished so much that I could have told her there was an easy way to deal with all of this, being alone and all, but there isn't. And it's just something that you have to, over time, learn to accept and live with. We joked about what it would be like if her and I dated. It wouldn't last more than a week. I'd need things that she couldn't or wouldn't give me, and vice versa. Although I do believe I'm thinking too small of her. She is more than she lets on. Derek was lying asleep on her, and she was leaning on me a bit, with her head on a pillow, which was on my shoulder. Underneath the pillow, her and I were touching hands, twiddling our fingers playfully. Is there any feeling behind that? I ask. Maybe. An honest question deserves an honest response, I add. She says, same question to you. Maybe. You smartass. Yes, I say. Yes, she says. Nothing but friendship is all that Ginster and I could have. In order for us to have anything more, one of us would have to be completely different. And we all know from my past that I am hard to change. Marilyn tried for 2 years, and I'm still a prick. I discovered something tonight, had an epiphany, if you will, that above all things in this world, nothing makes me happier than just sitting and watching my friends, Will, Tim, and Kirk, no matter what they are doing. However stupid, trivial, or just plain moronic. Just watching them. These men love me and I them. They all have been there for almost 10 years apiece, and will be there for more. They'd kill for me and die for me. Hopefully, I'd only ask them for the first part. Booyah. If I die and someone asks the question, who was Brett Allen Coker really? Answer with the following. Brett Allen Coker was a man, trying to be a man, who loved his friends more than anything, and a cheerleader fetishist. That, I think, would be a good note to end the day on, but I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to dampen the mood by telling you the all-time sickest and most fucked up joke, which is now taking the spot of this joke. A pedophile and a young boy are walking through the woods late at night. The boy says, "Geez, mister, this place is really dark and scary." To which the pedophile replies, "Tell me about it, kid. I got to walk out of here alone." That was the sickest. Now, this one is. I'm only telling you it so I don't have to suffer by myself with this thing in my head. How do you make a 10-year-old girl cry twice? Rub your bloody dick on her teddy bear. So fucking sick and wrong. And good night, little kiddies. Be sure to tell your parents that joke. End quote. Everybody knows it hurts to grow up. Ben Folds, song, Still Fighting It.